So let's just take a little minute to get in our zone. So just make sure that you're nice and comfortable and that your feet are flat on the floor. And we're going to take a deep breath in and out. And in and out. And obviously if your feet don't reach the floor, that's fine, but if you could make sure your legs aren't crossed and just make a real connection with your bum on the seat so that you just feel really as comfortable as you can. And we're going to start. So we've got our tile and we're going to do our 4 little dots, 1 in each corner. And as you draw your line, so breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And so for the next sort of 45 minutes or so, all we're going to be thinking about is making marks on our tile. Okay, and so for the first mark, I'm going to do a wavy line, and I'm just going to start right in the middle here. But remember, this is your tile and you can do yours wherever you like. Okay, and then I'm just going to very carefully aura that line. Take your time. It's not a race. Just concentrating on that line that you're drawing right now. Okay. And I'm going to start by just putting a little semicircle in there and a little semicircle inside that circle. So I've just done a semicircle and a tiny little, it can be a circle inside as well, because we'll just change it as we go. So if it's easier for you to do a little circle in there, that's absolutely fine. And then we're going to colour in. So you'll end up with your little semicircle and a little blank piece there that's going to act as a little glint really of light. So I'm just going to continue this pattern. And then I'm going to turn the card around and I'm going to do one of these little semicircles in each of the humps on this side. And just breathe normally. I know we're concentrating on what we're doing, but don't forget to just take nice, even, steady breaths. Okay, so it should look a little bit like that. Now the next step is adding our petals. So you just do Do them whatever size is comfortable for you and whatever shape. Okay, so just to show you the different ones that I just did. And you might even have your own style, and that is absolutely fine too. And when you come to the ones on the edge, just remember that I'm drawing a little tiny line in there because there's room for another petal, but we never go over the top. We always just draw where we think, and because I've reached my border, I'm just going to stop. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it around and do the other side. And you go at the speed that's comfortable for you. Okay. So now we're going to just aura our central wavy line. So from the flower, I'm just going to aura down to the border. And I'm going to do it 3 times. You might do more, you might do less. It's entirely up to you. Just continue that for the next little bit in between. Okay. So it's like a little rainbow there on top. And I'm just going to continue doing that. And I'll do it on both sides. Okay. And that's your floral waves. So I'm going to do a grid pattern on this side here. So I'll just come in and start with just Just going to work it from here. I think I might do some flux actually first to break it up a little bit. Just coming off these rainbow bits, I might actually do some flux. Just coming up from there. Just remember, flux can take any shape really. It's a teardrop, so it can be squished to match the kind of shape that you're trying to fill. And turn your tile just so it's comfortable. Just color that in. And then we do these kind of little feather strokes on the flux. And you can do some dots. Oops. Okay. And then from the top here, I'm going to start my Keeko kind of grid pattern. Just pull that down for you so you can see. So I'm going to start from the border, and I'm just going to do 4 lines actually, because that's what feels comfortable. So 4 lines going one way, 4 lines going the other way. You can do more lines, whatever you feel comfortable with. Oops. Okay, I'm just going to come down and I'll stop when I get to my flux. I could actually come down behind here. I'll actually do that. 1, 2, 3. So that it's like that's gone on behind the flux. Okay. Now I'm going to come up here and start. And don't worry about symmetry and things like that. We're not worrying. It's the marks that you make are the marks that are right. So I'm just going to carry this on now. And I'm just going to finish off down the bottom here. So there would be some lines just going downwards, and you might possibly see one going across. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep going with this. Okay, let's just move that out of the way. And I've got some big gaps here, so I'm just going to add another little line in there just to. There we go. And then carry on. And the more of this that you get on the card, the more you'll see it building up a pattern. And hopefully you won't be beating yourself up about what yours looks like, because I say this all the time, it is what it is, and whatever marks you're making on the paper are supposed to be the ones that are there. So I think I might just have a few little lines kind of coming out from behind my flux. And turn your tile so that it is comfortable for you. Remember to breathe. And as you come up and you start to meet your floral waves, just go behind or imagine what lines would be were, but just don't go over the top of any of your lines. It's always coming from underneath. And then when you get to where the flux is, you'll be able to work out which one should be behind. Okay, so then line there, be some lines here. Okay, so you can just draw those lines in. That would be coming out from behind your floral waves. And back at the top. Okay, so it's just going to be a little like so. Okay. Just going to firm up my border on this side. Okay. And you can come along here. And obviously where your flowers or your flux pop up across the border, then you just go past where they are. Obviously don't draw your border through the leaves or anything. So on this side, I'm going to have some mist coming down, I think. And then I might have some, let's just have a look, I think some 1, 2, 3s might look quite nice with this. Let me just have a look. If I do 1, 2, 3 is basically, let me just draw one here. So we start with a small teardrop. And then we get an aura. So it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I think I'm going to just do some, I'm just going to start in the middle of my tile here with one. It's going to start here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I'm just going to add on to that. I'm just moving the towel around. And I'm just going to build off from this one. And this is a tangle, it just kind of grows. And I think I said last week, don't be afraid to have white space on your tile. So I'm not going to make my floral waves. I'm going to stop before I get to there, because I don't want them to be bumping into each other. And that's okay. So I'm just going to do another layer of these on this side. I'm using quite a heavy marker today, so there's a lot of dark. I don't need to do any shading on this. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have mist on this side. Just show you what mist looks like. Right, so it's this one here. Okay, I'll show you on my larger sheet. So you can start from an edge and you're just going to do a little wiggly line and then some dots, and you can decide how many dots that you're going to do, and you really want them to be kind of quite close together, so you could have lots of dots. You could have a short one and just a few dots, or a really long one, so you can decide, but it's that one there, and it's called Msst. Okay, so I'm going to come in, and I think actually, let me just see, I'll probably just do it. I kind of like the idea of it coming this way, and I'm going to have some white space, and I'm absolutely happy with that. So I'm going to come down and just dot that. So just try and keep them really close together if you can, but obviously without them touching. Okay, now I'm going to just reaffirm the rest of my border now. Okay, so now I'm going to do some shading. So on my floral waves, I'm just going to shade in the just by each of the petals, like that. And then on this side, the same, just on the line, but just beside the floral. And then I'll pull that out with my tortillon. And shading is just to add depth, that's all, not to think about light and dark, it's just to give it depth. So that it kind of can pop off the page. It does make a huge difference. Okay, so just pulling that. So now my flowers are really popping. And with my mist, I'm just going to come in at the top and come along and just add some graphite there and pull that down. So not the whole way, but just to give more depth at the top. And it gets lighter as it gets to the bottom. Okay, I might just shade. And I'm going to just shade around my 1, 2, 3s. Now if you've got 1, 2, 3s that are a lot bigger and haven't as much kind of dark space as I have, so if I just draw one on here to show you, so if you've got a 1, 2, 3 that's more larger like this, then you can choose to shade either in the inside like that, or you could do the outside, that one, so that just one part of your 1, 2, 3 kind of pops. But mine's so dark, I'm not going to do anything apart from shade around the outside of it. Shade around so that that kind of pops off the page. Okay, and then in my Flux, I'll just shade at the base of them. And I've got some graphite on the tortillon already. So I'm just going to use what's on there to bring a little bit of colour just to the base of each one. Okay, so I'm just lightly shading the base where it would be kind of dark anyway, and it gives it, it does make a pop. And if you've got any white bits there, you know, like here, you can just colour in just to add that depth if there's spaces. Okay, and I'm just going to come in and shade in between my little, so I'm going to come down and just shade on where I've kind of got some big spaces. I'll just give it a line of depth. So I'm going to come down one kind of line and then another, and just kind of just pull that out, just so it kind of, you'll notice in it, it starts to kind of pop. So I'll come down another line there and just make it defined. And then it kind of starts to look a bit more 3D. So just by doing a simple line of graphite down and then softening that up, will make that pop. And don't forget the ones on the edge as well, so you can come in and just add a pencil line down. And then, okay, so that's kind of made that more 3D-ish looking now, definitely. So now I'm going to have to put a wee signature on here somewhere. So if you can choose a space to put your initials. So I think I'm just going to do it just down in here, beside a 1, 2, 3. Just going to put a little PB there. And now you want to really take time just now to just stop and have a wee look at what you've just created. And hold it at arm's length and turn it around each of the different ways, because there isn't a right and a wrong sort of up and down with Zentangle. It's to be appreciated at each of the 4 ways. So just turn your tile and have a look. And just take this moment to appreciate this little piece of artwork that you've just created. Okay, and then on the back, we're going to write our name and the date. And as I always do, I write the tangles that I've used. So the new one we did was Floral Waves. And we did Keeko, which was the kind of weave, and Flux. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, oh, and Msst, of course, sneaked in as well. Okay. So now we're going to have a wee look at what you've done.